welcome back to my channel. So today it is Monday and I thought I would share with you guys like a productive Monday day in my life vlog style video. So this morning, as you would have seen, Dim and I did a very sweaty workout. It was absolutely like challenging. It was very challenging, and I honestly was like red and just sweaty and puffed for probably like a good 45 minutes after the workout. So I finally showered, got myself looking a little bit nicer for the day, and I'm now having my favorite smoothie combo, which is the one that I make all the time. I just find it fills me up a lot for the day. So I'm just sitting here this morning, just like literally writing out my to-do list. I have quite a lot of things to do, which is the best way to start a Monday, because I feel like when you have a productive Monday, you then follow that through for the rest of the week. So I feel like I spent the majority of my weekend in my pajamas in the kitchen testing out recipes, because I am making a recipe ebook for you guys. As I said over on my Instagram page, I thought instead of just like constantly sharing recipes with you guys, I thought I would put it all together into an ebook so you guys can have just like a collection of recipes there ready to go whenever you want to make something. So I've been working away for probably the past 5 days coming up with recipes, and honestly I am so excited. Like, you guys, these are recipes that are going to take everything to the next level, especially when it comes to healthy eating without like restricting yourself or obsessing over it. So stay tuned, it's going to be a really exciting ebook, and I'm sure you guys are all going to love it. So today I'm going to make a few more of those recipes too, and just have a little play around in the kitchen, see what I can come up with. I've got to send off some of my hard copy fitness guides to some girls who bought them over the weekend. And I've just got to do a casual like grocery haul, and then I've got a few things to film for Dim, and it's just going to be one of those days where it just is busy. So yesterday for my little like cooking recipe ebook, I attempted to make a dateless raw brownie, and the moral of the story is you need dates in a raw brownie because it just makes everything that much better. So pretty much this recipe was a flop. I mean, it tasted okay, but it wasn't like amazing, and I mean it looks good, but it could be better. So pretty much I thought I would just experiment. Instead of throwing it out, I thought I would experiment with baking it into cookies. I don't know how it's going to go because obviously there's no egg or anything in it, but I'm just going to experiment because that's what I do best, and I'm going to see if that sort of makes it any better. I don't know how it's going to work. I might just attempt flattening a few. I'll leave one sort of big. Whoop. Here's an ugly one. That's surprisingly really good. Compared to the brownie that it was, this is like 10 times better. But still, it's not a cookie. Do you want to try some?
What is it?
This is that brownie that failed that I turned into a cookie.
Is it good?
I don't know. I'm still trying to decide.
So much better.
It's better, but I still don't love it.
It's not good enough for you, right?
No. And then you've got to try that one, because that's yesterday's cookie, to see if it's still okay today.
I mean, I know it's going to be good. Because I gave it like a 10 out of 10.
But it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but no to these. Not good enough?
Not good enough for the book.
I thought so too. Bow bow. Okay, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would probably know by now that I'm currently selling my 12-week health and fitness ebook for only $19 instead of $67. And pretty much I've just done this because obviously with everything that's going on in the world right now and the fact that all the gyms are closed, I found that it's helped so many girls out with their health and fitness routine and keeping on track during this time. But what you guys might not be aware of is that I actually have hard copies of the guide as well. So pretty much these hard copies are the first edition. So they're pretty much like the original, the OG limited edition hard copy book. And I only had 100 of these printed, and I think I have about 50 left. It might be less than that now. So this hard copy book has all of the same information as the current ebook does. All of the same meals, all of the same workouts, everything is the same. The only thing that's different is that I've changed the layout for a few of the pages just because my design skills kind of became a little bit more advanced over the years, and I decided just to make a few changes. But apart from that, the only thing that's different is the fact that the front cover is called Oh Shit, Get Me Fit in 12 Weeks rather than the 12-week empowerment project. When Jim and I first started our business, we called it Oh Shit, and pretty much what Oh Shit stands for is sustainable high intensity interval training. And we wanted to be a little bit different, and I mean, we were pretty young at the time, so we thought that it was a really cool, catchy name to call our business. So these books are my absolute babies. I'm so proud of them. They are like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like this beautiful matte finish. I was so particular with where I got them printed, how I wanted them to look, how I wanted them to feel. I'm honestly just so proud. They're very, very luxurious and just my babies. So I've had a few orders for the hard copy editions of this guide. I'm going to write the cards up, and then I'm going to go get a few little gifts that I can put inside the bag, and then we'll go to the post office. So I'm not allowed to take my camera into the health food store. They've told me off before, so I won't do it again. But I just went in and picked up a few goodies for my little cooking recipe book, and I also picked up some Loving Earth chocolate to put inside the parcels that I'm going to be sending to the girls who purchase the hard copy. So just a little cute something for them to enjoy when they get their hard copy in the mail. Okay, so I literally just filmed a whole like food haul, but then my memory card decided to stop working, so that's great. But I pretty much just went to the supermarket and picked up some food that we would usually have each week. I usually would get all of our fruit and veg from the markets, but at the moment the Sunday markets aren't going right now because of the whole situation that's happening in the world. So I did just end up getting some fruit and veg from the supermarket, but in an ideal world I would usually get it from the markets. But I thought I would walk you guys through and show you what I got. Okay, so I picked up some baby spinach. I love using this in my smoothies. I got some rocket, some free range chicken breast. We usually have this for dinners. I got some Serena tuna just in olive oil. Honestly, like this brand, if you haven't tried it, it is the bee's knees. It is so good. And once you try it, you can't really go back to other tuna brands because it just is so good. Some bananas, I'm going to use these to make a recipe for my recipe ebook. Some avocados. I got zucchinis because if you guys have been following me on my Instagram, you would know that I am currently obsessed with those little zucchini mini pizza snack bites that I make. I got some nut milk, so I got some almond and coconut milk and some almond milk. We love having these just in our coffees, and I have the almond milk in my smoothies. Some free range eggs. I got some brown rice crackers and also some hummus, so I thought that that would be nice to snack on tomorrow. I got some organic coffee, so this is the coffee that Dim and I drink. Some organic cacao nibs and also some maca powder because I like to have both of those in my smoothies. I usually don't get cheese, but because we're having pizza and because it's my birthday, I made a little bit of an exception. So having pizzas tomorrow night, I got some tasty cheese and some like a mozzarella cheese ball. I thought that was kind of cool. Like I said before, some hummus. This one was from my health food store and I'm obsessed. We got some Dijon mustard, some tomato paste, which is literally just tomatoes. I was very happy about that. Some olives, my holy grail coconut aminos. I love this stuff. and same with the peanut butter. My go-to peanut butter, I love it. Broccoli, capsicum. I got an orange and 2 apples because I'm wanting to make a recipe for my recipe book using these. Some green beans to snack on and also to have for dinners. Some almond meal for my cooking project. Mushrooms for our pizzas and also for like breakfasts. A cucumber and some tomatoes, carrots and pumpkin. And then from the health food store, I picked up some nutritional yeast, some spelt flour and some raw cashews. And also I got these spelt flour wraps because I just kind of feel like wraps, to be honest. Oh, and also, thanks to Woolworths for supplying the goods, I managed to get 20 rolls of toilet paper. Honestly, we go through a lot of food and like, because it's Dim and I, we both love to eat. So I just like to bulk up all of our food with like fruit and veggies and stuff. So if I'm being honest, this stuff probably won't last that long, but that's okay. At least I know that it's good, clean, whole foods. So I'm okay with that. Okay, so for lunch, we are having real lunch for a change. I swear we haven't had lunch in like, what, 3 days?
Because you've been so busy.
It's because we've been snacking on all other recipes. Also, on my Instagram, I was asked how we met. But I feel like we need to like have this in a whole nother video because it's such a long story. So I think we're gonna make a commitment on camera right now to film a like how we met video.
Ow, don't break
Sorry.
my pinky, jeez.
Yeah.
I have to wrap your presents too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny.
But I'm thinking like, think about the base now. Do you like a raw base or would you rather it like a crispy top? Really? I mean, honest opinion. Like, this has to be perfect.
So good.
Really? So I'm literally just playing around right now. I'm about to start making another recipe. I actually have never made it before, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But I'm just pre-boiling some cashews to wait for them to like double in size. And then I'm gonna do some magic, I hope. Look at all this mess. Are you kidding me? I seriously know how to get the kitchen extremely dirty when I'm recipe testing, but look, it's for a good cause, okay? I'm not gonna lie, since having that wrap for lunch, I feel so disgusting in my stomach. Like I just feel like my digestion just is not working at all, and like my wrap is just like sitting up here and I just feel so bloated and just clogged up and sick in a way. Like I kind of keep burping and it's just not a fun time. So I think I'm just gonna have lots of water. I might go for a little walk or something soon just to help my digestion out a little bit more. But apart from that, yeah, I've just actually nailed 2 recipes for my recipe book. They're both in the freezer just setting right now, so hopefully they turn out. The raw mixture tasted really, really good, so I'm just praying that once they're set, they taste really good as well. So that's 2 more recipes I can tick off my list. So on my Instagram, I was actually asked by somebody how to start healthy eating habits. So I wanted to address that on here because I feel like this is a question lots of people have, and I feel like this answer might help a lot of you out. So if you're somebody who's wanting to start eating healthy or start having like maybe healthier habits, or if you're just kind of finding yourself that you're binge eating on the wrong sorts of foods, then what I would suggest that you do is just find healthy substitutes for your current favorite, like naughty foods. So if you're somebody who loves eating chocolate, or if you're someone who likes eating chips, or if you're somebody who likes eating candy or pizza or pasta, honestly, there is a healthy version for everything that's out there. You've just got to do like a Google search or some Instagram stalking or look on Pinterest. There's so many different healthy recipes out there that you can create to kind of substitute for those unhealthier meals that you might currently be consuming. So what I would personally do is start a fresh week by going to the supermarket and picking up all healthy foods, kind of like the haul that I did a bit earlier. So pretty much what I do when I go to the supermarket is that I just stick to the outside parameters of the actual supermarket itself. So that's where you'll find all of your fruit and veggies, your meats, your eggs, your like frozen sort of stuff, your toilet paper, a few other little goodies. So what I do is I'll just go fill up my trolley with all the stuff that I need, and then I'll go down the aisle just for things that I know I need. So things like coconut milk or coffee or canned sort of tuna or beans or something like that. So what I actually do is that if I do go down the aisles, I'll just make sure I look at the ingredients label of all of the foods that come in packages, and I'll just make sure that the ingredients themselves are as clean as possible. That way I know exactly what I'm putting into my body. Another thing that I used to do, and I still do today, is I actually go on Pinterest and I just kind of pin different recipes that I really like the look of and that I want to create during the week, and that kind of gets me excited to eat that meal. So what I'll do is I'll just type in like healthy dinner ideas, and then I'll find a few that I really like the look of, I'll pin them, and then I'll just make sure that I pick up those ingredients when I go to the supermarket. But I suppose my biggest advice would be just find foods that you enjoy that are also healthy, wholesome, nutritious, balanced foods. So if you're somebody who loves chocolate, don't restrict yourself from having chocolate. Don't feel like you can't have chocolate because it's in the unhealthy category. You can just find a healthier alternative. So what I usually do is I'll have chocolate every single day still, but I just make up my own healthier version of chocolate just using the ingredients that I have in the cupboard. Please don't feel like you have to make these massive changes like overnight. It might take you 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months to actually develop these healthy habits. But once you have them, they're kind of habits that stick with you, and once you practice them every single day, it just becomes real life, and like you don't even consider it like healthy eating. It's just normal, like that's what you do. So yeah, don't feel like you have to make the transition overnight. Just take baby steps, change one thing at a time. That's another big thing. If you go cold turkey and just fully go, that's it, I'm cutting out everything and only having really healthy foods, you're gonna end up just dropping it later down the track and just binging on everything. So make sure that you're still enjoying the foods that you love, but just in moderation, and make sure that you don't go full cold turkey and cut everything out completely, because that's when it doesn't become healthy anymore. That's when you actually become like obsessed and you kind of go backwards. So that's my advice when it comes to creating healthy habits. Pretty much all I do is just find foods that I love that are healthy substitutes for the naughty version, and I just enjoy those. And I also just make sure I'm moving my body, and honestly, once you do it for a little bit and you realize how good you feel from it and how full of energy you are and just how much better your skin is and your energy and everything, you will start to fall in love with it and you'll actually really enjoy it. So give that a go. I hope those suggestions helped, and yeah, thank you so much for the question. So I was just asked a question on my Instagram again. Somebody asked how to eat healthy when you still live at home and they all eat junk. So I completely hear you on this one. I completely understand and I empathize with you, and good on you for wanting to make a healthier change and wanting to break out of that pattern, because honestly, I feel like so many people have been there, and once you're sort of like living with your family and when you're living under their lifestyle habits, sometimes it's not the best habits that you want to create for your life. So there's a few things that you can do in this situation. So the first one that I would suggest doing, and probably the most constructive one, would be to just sit down with your parents or whoever it might be and just have a chat to them about the sort of lifestyle changes that you're wanting to implement. So if you're wanting to eat healthier foods, I would just let them know that and just say that you're wanting to experiment with a few different types of foods and just to see how your body reacts and how you might like them. I'm sure 100% that they're going to support you and they're going to encourage you and they're going to be by your side through it. So don't feel like they're going to judge you. And if they do, honestly, don't even worry, because eventually, I promise, they'll probably jump on the same train as you once they realize how much better you're feeling and how your energy is and how much you love it. I would also go to the supermarket either by yourself or with your parents when they're doing like the weekly groceries or something, and just go and pick out a few different foods for you. So like a few healthier items to what they might be having in terms of like junk food. So for example, if they're having like chocolate bars, like Mars bars, Kit Kats, Cadbury, all that sort of stuff, I would just go to the health food section. Honestly, if you're here in Australia, there are so many healthier chocolate alternatives that are honestly, like, I find that they're tastier than the unhealthy chocolate, and they don't make you feel sick after you eat it. So I would definitely just look for some healthy alternatives to different foods. If they're into chips and that sort of junk food, there's so many different healthy chip varieties out there to have a little look at too. But I would honestly just go and familiarize yourself with the supermarkets and just kind of understand where things are and the sort of healthy things that you could get for yourself. Another thing I would do is just obviously confirm with your parents first, but just claim like a little section of your pantry and your fridge as yours, so you can put your food in that section and you know that nobody's going to touch it, and then that's kind of like your go-to food in the pantry. That way you know that you have your food and then they have their food, and that you don't feel like you have to eat the junk food. Another thing you could do is just suggest or ask if you can cook dinner for your family, you know, like 1 to 2 nights a week. That way at least you're all still coming together for a meal, but you're able to kind of put your healthiest spin on it. And honestly, I feel like there's so many recipes out there that are healthy that taste exactly like the real unhealthy dish. So just have a little stalk around, like I said earlier, on Pinterest, Google, Instagram, and there's so many recipes that you'll be able to find that I'm sure will be a hit with the whole family too. And you never know, once you start transitioning into a healthier lifestyle, you'll be surprised how many people in your family will catch on and will want to join in with you. So make it a challenge for everybody in your family to come together, and even just make these changes slowly. You know, like you might just have a few nights a week where you eat a healthier meal and then slowly transition into a healthier way of living. So again, it's not going to happen overnight. Just make a few small changes to your lifestyle and hopefully your family will catch on to and support you. And if they don't, just stamp your foot down, say that you're doing this for you, and stand your ground and do it. So I'm not gonna lie, I felt really terrible since having that wrap for lunch, and my stomach just feels so blocked up right now, and like nothing is digesting, and I just don't feel the best. And I also feel really cloudy in my head, like I'm struggling to talk and to think. So it hasn't been the most productive afternoon, but I have just gone for a big walk to hopefully help my body digest the food, which didn't really help. I still feel quite sick, and I honestly feel like I could go be sick, if you know what I mean. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on the little notification bell so you don't miss my next upload, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!